Hey folks, welcome to Calypsy's Bricks.
Between June of 2021 and July of 2022, I worked on my first major MOC, which was for a museum. The inspiration for this project started with the city set 6008, which is museum break-in. And then secondly, the set 21320, Lego Ideas, the dinosaur fossils, which are, you get four models, the Triceratops, which you see here, the Lego Sapien, which is basically just a minifigure, as well as the T-Rex and the pterodactyl.
So what I found is I had a whole bunch of small sets that really need a home, and that was kind of my motivation for building a museum. There's obviously the awesome fossils sets, as well as some Egyptian themes, and the really cool Lego Ideas science sets. So what we have here are some of the initial photos I took of the build from my very first build session, when I was just kind of laying out where I wanted things and trying to decide how big this building was going to be. You can see a lot of the original museum set there in the front, and you can see the Triceratops and how big it actually is. And then some of the other little surprises I was going to add. And here it is. This is the complete building. I'm going to do an overview. I'm just going to show you all the sides first, and then later on we'll do a breakdown and we'll start looking at some of the details. So starting from left to right, what you have is the main entrance. Then you have the central section, which is the central gallery, and then on the left side is the space wing and labs. This is the back of the building. The way I built this was completely modular. So all the floors come apart, the roofs come off, and then it also comes apart into the three sections. In its entirety, it sits on 2.5 32 by 32 stud base plates. The front section sits on a 16 by 32, and then the other two are on 32 by 32s. Let's grab our tickets and start the tour. So starting with the main entrance, this is the portion of the MOC that contains the most of the original set, number 60008. Much of the ground floor of this section used the parts from that original set, although I did greatly expand upon it. The clock face and the peak and whatnot, that's all from the original set, which I did do a recolor on to the sand green. I wanted to retain some of the original play features, so I included the openable skylights here in the front, which were so the robbers could get into the museum, as well as here on the upper roof to get into the second floor, which you'll see why later. I did change the front stairs in that the original set had more of a red carpet look, but I went with more of a stone tile look, and then added the black railings. Unfortunately, black shows up poorly on camera. Also, I added an enhanced version of the tree from the Picnic and Park set 60326, because I thought this corner was a little bare and I wanted to add a little bit of height to it. Since this is a corner, I considered doing the decorative tiles in the pavement, but it really didn't work, kind of felt empty. So I added the tree, kind of give that old downtown neighborhood feel. We get the trees right up against the sidewalks and going up against the side of the buildings. This is the only part of the whole building that has details on three sides. Obviously the front, and then down the side, which carries on to the secondary entrances. And on the left side here, I added some details that would be viewed from the sidewalk. I plan to have an alleyway extend along the side of the building. These vines are from the original museum. This I added just a little greebling, some electrical conduits. The way I built this was completely modular, so we can take off the roof, and then you take off the second floor. Oh, I need two hands to do this, and the overhangs part of the front, so I got a little sticky here. There we go. All right, let's take this tour inside and I'll show what I did. You can kind of see from the front here already what you have is kind of a ticket booth, but then we can move on in. The girl with the pearl earring replica here is from the original museum set, so I just incorporated here into the lobby. And then I got the ticket counter. I also added some turnstiles on both sides. The thinking was that you'd come in from the main entrance, buy your tickets, and then go to either way through the turnstiles. From the turnstiles, you would pass through two arched passageways into the Grand Gallery, which you can see from an older photo there. And that's on the first floor, and we're going to move the tour upstairs to the second floor. Here on the second floor, I wanted to represent different cultures, specifically the Asian culture, and what I had in mind was kind of trying to replicate the terracotta warriors. So I went to Brinklink and I scoured the minifigure pieces and got together a bunch of red armor pieces, and this is what I kind of came up with to kind of represent that idea. Fully realizing, of course, I'm trying to represent a Chinese image and have something that looks more Japanese. That's Lego. I also grabbed some fans, and the sword and the gemstone are from the original museum set, and I think the shields were from the Ninjago set. And then over on the right, I kind of wanted that mineral section of a museum, and kind of do that geode looking idea, and added a gemstone wall here, and that's what I've got. And we're going to put on the roof here, which does have those skylights so that the theoretical robbers could get in from. So you can see there's a lot of unfinished looking part, but that's because the adjacent roof for the center section of the building all covers this, and didn't feel like wasting the bricks just to fill it in and make it look nice, or something that you very rarely ever see. Well, that concludes this portion of the tour. In the second part, we will look at the central gallery, which is the central section of the building. And then in the third part, we'll look at the space wing with labs down on the far end of the building. Well, thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content, why don't you consider subscribing to my channel, drop a like on the video, and hope to see you next time. Until then, take care.